On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Medical students are set to qualify early as doctors in the next few weeks so they can help the NHS deal with COVID-19. The General Medical Council will fast-track final year students in the next few weeks to allow them to work as doctors. Daniel Huddar and Gargi Samarth are both final year medical students at Imperial College London. How are you both?
Hello, Rick. Nice to meet you.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad at all. So you're getting fast-tracked then, yes?
Something like that, yeah. So we've had a few unpredictable weeks like most of the country. Mm-hmm. And by the looks of things, we're going to be doctors a lot sooner than any of us thought we would.
And did you have to make a specific decision and say, yes, I'm up for starting work early, or...?
So it is something that they're going to leave up to us. We're still waiting on the details about exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be optional. We don't have to do it, but I feel like most people will. And
are you already volunteering at a hospital?
I am indeed. So I actually just started volunteering this week. We're just doing simple tasks like helping with patients on the wards. We're trying to support the staff where we can, just being a runner. Tasks which, as a student, we would do anyway. Mm-hmm. We're just doing it now, to make the most of the situation and to really help where we can.
And Daniel, you're from an organisation called Becoming a Doctor, which supports medical students. So what's the current situation? Are you seeing a lot of take-up?
Hi, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Exactly like you said, so for the last few weeks I've been working with Becoming a Doctor, which is an organisation led by doctors and medical students aimed at helping kind of medical students, particularly in this time at the moment. As Gargi's kind of mentioned there, that the current situation, like for most of the public, is not that clear at the moment. And I think a lot of medical students, myself included, have been a little bit unsure as to kind of how best they can support the NHS over the kind of the coming months. And like Gargi, I have plans, obviously, to kind of get stuck in on the front line and start working as a doctor early. But for many medical students, some are with family abroad and can't get involved with that. Or some students might be in younger years and find that actually they need to kind of juggle that alongside their studies. So kind of one of the things we've been doing is setting up a discussion using the hashtag MedStudentCovid. We've had students both in the UK but across the world kind of join in and talk about some of the things they're doing to help out during the pandemic.
And how are you feeling personally, Daniel?
People often talk about the feeling kind of anxiety and excitement are quite similar emotions. And I think the last few weeks I've really felt that. And maybe every day kind of switching between one and the other. Obviously anxious because it is quite an anxious time for everyone in the world. But I, like Gargi, have been in medical school for almost 6 years now. Mm-hmm. And all of the training that we've had, both in and out of the hospital, has been to prepare us for a moment like this. So in some ways, it is exciting, might not be the best phrase, but as a medical student for many years, all you want to do is to be helpful. And we finally kind of got a moment where we feel valued and we feel that we can get stuck in and help out at a time where we truly feel that we'll be able to help out with what's going on.
How recently did you both do your final exams?
So literally 2 weeks ago. This time 2 weeks ago, we were sitting our last ever exam. The circumstances that we sat it in were unprecedented. Like none of us have experienced anything like this. And I don't think we ever thought that 2 weeks later we would be actively helping out in the NHS, doing the best that we can. So it's really exciting, and it's really scary as well. But we're just trying to do the best we can.
I was going to say it must be a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a situation that none of us have been in, and even as students, it's something that we've never really had to deal with before. But we're being supported amazingly by our faculty, by our teachers, by our mentors. So we've got people looking out for us.
I'd add to that as well that one large lesson that you're taught throughout med school is how to deal with uncertainty. As a doctor, even on the best of days, it's never always clear-cut what might be wrong with a patient. And I think obviously what's going on right now. There is a large deal of uncertainty, but as a doctor, you're trained to deal with uncertainty.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel and Gargi, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate it, and best of luck with your rapid qualification as doctors, and thank you very much for all the work you're going to be putting in out there on all of our behalves. We're going to be ending every programme with music chosen by key workers, people on the front line, people who we want to say thank you to. Tonight it will be a choice from these two, so we'll hear that just before midnight.